until there. To delete message, press 7. To save it in the archives, press 9. To hear more options, press 0.
What are you talking about?
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Strengths Spark the podcast. I'm your host, Adu, and I'm so excited to be here with you today. Alright, so today we're going to address a huge obstacle that we all deal with, and in Inside Out 2, we know Riley dealt with it too. Anxiety. And I bring this topic up because if not dealt with, unconsciously or consciously, it will rob you of so many opportunities that you have. So today, we're going to address anxiety in all its facets and how it manifests in performances and social settings so that you can put it back in that little recliner where it belongs. Here at Strengths Spark, we're all about fostering musical excellence in our youth as well. So all these tips are going to help you develop in your musical journey and in your life in general, especially when it comes to performance. So I'm definitely excited to get into it. Number 1, the good book says, as a man thinketh, so is he. Alright, so in this podcast, I'm here to encourage you and help you think positive to help create a better life for yourself and to just overall enjoy life more. And it also is definitely a sure truth that the things you dwell on in your mind will reflect on the outcome of your life. So I want to emphasize that when you're going through your mind, let's say you're going to have a performance for your instrument. It's like recital day or something like that. Or maybe you're going to like a game for your sport. Maybe you play sports. Whether you're in music, sports, whatever it is, any type of hobby that involves performance in it, when you're going up, it's the minutes before you go on stage, and you start hearing those negative, hopeless thoughts going through your mind, it's important to recognize them and then intentionally scout out the good and positive in your situation. Think about how you practiced up to this point. Think about the skills you developed in practicing and rehearsing. Think about the hard work you put into this day and purposely replace those negative thoughts with positive ones. And I know that in my performances, when I've tried to do this, and when I'm going on the stage and I feel those negative thoughts coming to me, purposely trying to replace those negative thoughts can almost feel like lying to myself, but it's really not. The true lie is what you're thinking and that you're going to fail, this and that. Those thoughts are not true, and it's so important that you do not believe those things because they're not true. The real truth is you reaffirming yourself and the effort you've put in and the preparation you've put in, because that's where the true fact is, that you've prepared hard and you worked hard. And so when those thoughts come, you want to replace them with what the truth is, the positive, correct truth. Choose to dwell on the good and positive instead. Additionally, also visualizing yourself doing well really helps too. Because in the same way that if you think over and over again that, oh, I'm going to make this one mistake that I kept making during practice, I've done it myself too, it increases the likelihood, unfortunately, of it happening. So what you want to do, you want to replay, oh yeah, I played this part so well during practice. I am really good at this part. I'm going to dwell on that and think of that going into my performance so that I can feel more confident stepping into it. Number 2. Pay no mind to your physical symptoms of anxiety. Alright, so there's no denying that when you actually are nervous and you're going on stage, you are sometimes going to be sweating. Maybe you're even shaking a little bit because you're that nervous. It's so important in these situations to not pay attention and dwell on your physical symptoms of anxiety, but to rather focus your mind on how able you are to perform whatever you are going to carry out. Thinking you are able really does help to instruct your brain to try and put in the proper amount of effort to help you succeed. Alright, and I've personally also experienced this too. So within the last 2 years or so, I was going to do an audition to get into a group that I really did want to get into. And I definitely felt like I hadn't had, maybe I felt and had doubts myself that I wasn't as prepared as other people who I thought would be auditioning to get into the same group. And throughout the entire audition process, I kept repeating to myself that I can do this, that I am talented enough, and you are talented enough to do anything you set your mind to as well. That I am able to do this, I'm strong enough to do this, I have enough resilience to do this. And I kept repeating this to myself and not letting the negative thoughts and self-doubt win. And even though I was doing this for an entire month until the audition, still came the audition day, and I go in, I'm continuing my positive thoughts. Even when it came to actually playing, I was still nervous, of course, but I wasn't playing to those thoughts at the same time. In the room when I was playing for my audition, I was still nervous. I was definitely sweating. I think I was also shaking a little bit too. But I didn't pay attention to those things, and I just kept doing my best and also pushing on past those physical symptoms of anxiety. Everything ended up going well too. And even when your negative thoughts are affirmed by people around you who do not believe in you, it's still important to persist, and even more important to persist in those situations. So even when those heart flutters or the sweating and shaking starts, still do your best to maintain a positive mindset and know that you can do it. Number 3, allow yourself and give yourself the freedom to move freely on stage. Alright, so in music, it's super important to express with your body movements the emotion you're trying to evoke in your audience. And additionally, movement also is such a huge thing and freeing up and relaxing your nervous system and also your nerves in general. So personally, when I'm on stage and I do feel nervous, I move my arms more, I may sway a little bit more, because those movements really do help to free up your posture and then also help you to feel more relaxed on stage and able to do what you came to do. Movement is so powerful when it comes to relaxing the body, and it's a huge tip that I use in my own performance. Additionally, during practice, also practice and experiment with the movements that help you personally to feel relaxed the best. So that when it comes and you are on the stage, that when you feel your muscles tensing up, when you feel nervous and all tight and stuff, that you can lean into those movements that you've rehearsed and practiced that help you relax into the song and in the music. Alright, thank you so much for listening to this week's episode. I also actually really love the Inside Out movie, so making episode kind of inspired by that was actually so fun this week. And I hope you also enjoyed, and if you have any topics that you'd like me to cover next, feel free to subscribe and also comment below. And also go on our Spotify for the Q&A section and feature to let me know. And I'll see you next week. Bye-bye!